Welcome to the Daily Dish with Leanne Ely. This is a show about you, your life, and the vibrancy you want. Join us for daily motivation, wise women's tips, and more as we collectively gather together and move the needle in our lives, heart, mind, body, and soul. Now, here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
Daily Dish. I'm so glad you're here. And y'all, I've got a dress down occasion here. But thank you for joining me today. This is Workout Hair. It's Workout Right Day. So it's the WW days. I'm so excited about today. Really, I truly am. I've got a big webinar that I'm preparing right now about gut health. That's absolutely going to be a needle mover. I can't wait for everybody to be a part of it. Amber, Lindsay, and Jenny, of course, all in the house. We've got our Flynn. I see Nancy, Erica. You love my hair. Oh my gosh. Jocelyn, Sarah, you are darling. Thank you. Who else is here? Deborah's in the house too. I'm so glad. Anyway, we're all in the house. We're all in the house. And there's my Jane. Jane. Speaking of Jane, look what came in the mail yesterday. And I will tell you, this card it was a Valentines card. It was a sweet Valentines card with so many loving, and it's private. But I do want to say thank you, and I do want to acknowledge Jane, and I want to say, y'all, I never, you have no idea how much you touch me. So, yeah, touch. Thank you, Jane. You are the sweetest, and I love that card. So sweet. And I'm going to keep it and refer back to it because every once in a while, you need to read it all again. Look at who's here, y'all. Look who's here. Well, first of all, we've got our Jane, of course. We've got Diane and Lisa. We have Denise in the house. Alice, hello. Angie's here. Nancy's here, of course. Goodness. I know everybody's looking forward to this gut health webinar. And let me just tell you something. Do you know how much cutting edge stuff is coming out about our gut health? This thing is kind of it's not even. I don't know how to do that, but that's okay because I can't tell. But who cares? But our gut health has everything to do with our current state of affairs. We can change it. And if there's one thing that I would love everyone to know is, one, you don't have to be in suffering with gut health. There are things that you can do. Can you get back to perfect gut health? I don't know about that. We can certainly improve things. Two is it's connected to so many things, and just wait till you hear about this. There's a lot of things that we need to do proactively every single day to either help mend or to preserve, because it's so precarious. That's the one thing that I want to make sure everybody gets. You got it. Yes. Who else is here? I see more people walking in the door. There's my girl, Laura, also known as Space Girl. I thought I would just throw that out there so y'all could say hello to Laura. And Kimberline's in the house. So is our girl, Doris. Very good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, we're all going to have a really good time, by the way, with that gut health thing. And we will announce it as soon as it's ready. But right now, I'm in study mode, research mode, and all the rest. There's no writing. I mean, there is, but there's not. It's going to take a minute. Here is our quote of the week. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear. But notice the next word, not the absence of fear. Am I right? Have you noticed that? And Mark Twain is so right. And how often do you hear these terms that we can all be fearless? There's no fear, this, that, and the other thing. And I say to that, bunk. Because we know that fear is part of the human experience. It totally is. It's just getting fear into the place of manageability, right? It doesn't have to be the elephant in the room, but it can be the small rickety fence over on the side of the road there. How about that? We call it the fear fence because we live in the courage castle. That's how we roll. And that's how we make our lives vibrant, by managing our fear, shrinking it down to fit. I like that so much. Hey, Lucy, I'm glad you made it. Also, what other goodies that I need to tell you about? Our supplement of the week, By the way, flying off the shelves, and it should be. This is one of the most underrated things on the planet. And listen, the only reason I made organic ACV without drinking organic ACV is just because it made my throat raw. I didn't like it and I would put it off. So I made it in supplement form. It has to be organic. And apple cider vinegar is a prebiotic. It helps with digestion. It helps with all kinds of things, including being able to absorb your nutrients. That's critical. Go check it out. This is really important. Go to savingdinner.com/show. Plus, ACV has been shown to help with weight loss as well. Because, I mean, who doesn't? Everything needs to help with weight loss as far as I'm concerned. You know, you got the cards stacked up against you? Mm-mm. Hey, Juanita, I'm glad you're here. Yes, it does. It lowers blood sugar. It does all kinds of things. It's ridiculous how effective it is. So if you're like me and you just don't like the taste of apple cider vinegar, or just really on your throat, all of that, you can get organic ACV in capsules, and ours happens to be a screaming deal right now. So go to savingdinner.com/show. We have started the Get Strong, Be Strong challenge this week. Who is on? Who's doing it? Watch for my Peloton confessionals, because that's one of my new things that I'm going to start doing from the sweaty saddle. I'm just going to share all of the tidbits that I get. And I'm going to start doing those after the show. So I hope you just see. Well, Erica loves it. She loves it. She loves it. She drank too much and her veins felt like they were on fire. Ah, goodness. Corliss, I'm glad you're here. Joanne uses her ACV every morning and in the evening. That's great. That's really important. Jocelyn is doing our Get Strong, Be Strong. Show me some muscle if you are. Be like Jocelyn. Flex. Show me. Are you part of it? You can still get it. You know, go to savingdinner.com/strong to pick up the guide, to pick up the whole shooting match. I'm telling you, this is important. Strong women have stronger brains, stronger everything. And let me just tell you, the vibrancy is there. Peter Attia, who is a physician, and he specializes in diet and exercise and all of that. He is a hacker. He's an MD. And you know what he said? He said, if you want to be a vibrant 85-year-old, and not his exact words, he said, you can't afford to be average at 50. I'm going, well, I'm 63. So we don't want to be average. We want to be the strongest ones in the class. We have to be strong. And he also said the correlation between muscle strength and fitness later on in life, including brain health, is all related to how strong your skeletal muscle is. That's what you're working on when you're doing all of this. It's just amazing what happens with all of that. Jama, Terry, yay! I love it. Look at all these lovelies. Hey, Tanya. Deborah's doing it. Listen, we can all do this. You can do some form of it. It is not hard. You can do it. You can do it. Okay. So this week we have been talking about, what am I missing? I know. Oh, the text messages. Don't forget, because we have a text message coming this week that you're going to want to get. Go to send a message, get on your phone, send a message, send it to this phone number, 855-960-3720. Then write right there on the message part, join, the word join, do it all in caps. We will send another message back to you, which you need to reply yes or no to. It'll tell you exactly what to do, but just check it out. Hey there, Jackie. I'm glad you're here. Anything you can do? I don't know. But I mean, I don't know where you are on the whole replacement thing. I will tell you, though, Lisa, a story about my mother who they wanted to do double hip replacement, and we just took out all the gluten and dairy in her diet. I mean, the diet has a lot to do with this, y'all. It really does. Besides the physical pounding and everything else that we've taken. But a couple of things. One was her doctor wanted her to lose weight for the surgery. And let me just say this. My mother, my height, very, 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 I had so much, my bones are a whole lot more sturdy than hers, but she was rail thin, it's very, very skinny. And she lost weight. She weighed 140, she weighed 120. She lost weight and it helped. But it did not help enough. When we got her off all gluten and all of the dairy, within 30 days, all the pain had just gone. You got to start with your diet. Then you add things in that's going to help. Collagen is helpful. Perfect paleo protein once a day, bone broth once a day, and I would do beauty support 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, or 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, depending on the size woman you are, and just keep on that on the regular. Let me just say this too. When you're trying to correct something, especially, or heal something up, if you can, if it's doable, you have to be so consistent, it's not even funny. You can't skip. You can't occasionally do. You have to stay on it. Has anyone here noticed that you feel really good if you take your supplements all the time, but if you don't, you don't? Funny how that whole thing works. Same thing with this. Consistency is everything. So that's what I have to say to you about that. All right. But if you have a question for me, on Friday, I answer all kinds of questions and I can go more in depth. It's all about Q&A on Friday. So send your questions in, by the way, to support@savingdinner.com. And in the subject line, question for Leanne on Friday, I'll definitely get back to you on Friday with an answer to your question in depth. Okay. I do the best that I can right here, but that's what it is. And then don't forget about this. Casino Royale's happening. And boy, oh boy, everybody is signing up. And I can't wait. We're going to dress up. We're going to play music. It's going to be fun. The day ones are going to be the day ones. But the evening ones, boom, we're going to blow the roof off the place. You ready for me? savingdinner.com/casino. Make sure that you get set up for the 2 evening sessions. The day ones are easy, but you can't reserve your spot yet. It isn't close enough, but you can for the evening ones right now. So do that. And that is what we have to say for you today about all of that. Okay, let's talk about resilience. Now, resilience, of course, is being able to, it's being a duck in water and having things roll off your back. It's the ability to stay the course even when you don't want to, right? Resilience is very much tied to consistency. Resilience is everything. And resilience is the strand that holds together everything it is that we want to do. Without resilience, we can't accomplish much. So I checked out, there's a guy named Ross Edgley, and he's an award-winning adventurer. He's done all kinds of ultra marathons and swimming and things like. He's just a big physical beast. You should see this guy. I mean, he's a beast. He has abs that look like a washboard. And you just know that this is and just built, right? And this is from all of his endurance sports, and this is from staying the course. This is from being able to overcome adversity and suffer a little bit through all the things that he was doing. But he's best known for swimming around Britain. First one to do this. He broke all sorts of records. And the swimming that he did, it was 1,780 miles in 157 days. All the way around Britain. Can you imagine? That's a long haul. Of course, immediately I'm thinking, Diana Nyad, but a guy. but the guy version. But he also wrote a book called Get the Art of Resilience. This is how I found him. And in it, there's several lessons of resilience made talking about building a resilient body so that you're resilient to all the merciless training that they do. But I found in it several things that I thought, boy, we could take this to the bank and really, learn our lessons. I think athletes, more than anything, can really teach us about resilience. They can teach us about consistency. They can teach us about doing hard things even when we don't want to. And, I always look for somebody who is able to do things that I can't yet, or that I aspire to do. And when I see an athlete, especially athletes, especially an older athlete, especially Diana Nyad, I love her, love me some Diana, but there's always a lesson. And these lessons in resiliency are things that we need to hear, especially when we cave so easily. I mean, I don't know about you, but I do at times. So what I did was I pulled together from his book 7 lessons that he had. Now he's got 11 in his book, but some of them don't apply. And I've adjusted this to fit what our particular needs are right now. You ready to go there? Let's do it. All right. Lesson 1 is we don't get to control what happens to us. We only control what happens inside of us. In other words, our response is wholly ours. We're the controller of that. And there's no way on God's green earth that that's just left to chance. We have an opportunity to be a part of what this response is going to be. Now, if we do an analysis and we figure out, man, that response is just all over the place, it's just not good, I don't like it, we can shift the way we practice our response by simply journaling. This is an athlete who chose to journal. Journaling helped him to work through some difficult parts of being able to then say, yes, I'm ready. Yes, I am able to get into the water. And in 157 days, I will swim entirely around Britain. Now, hear me for a minute here. You know what's interesting about this whole thing is it wasn't that he just prepared his body, he also prepared his mind. And for us, I think oftentimes we think, which is totally a mistake, but we think that we have no control over the way that we respond. Yes, we do, 100%. We, unless we have some kind of physical malady that's holding us back, right? That kind of thing. I'm certainly not going to get into people's health stuff or whatever it is. But certainly for most of us, we have the capability of making a decision about what our response is going to be. And I've noticed over the years, as I've really gotten into being more mindful and about creating within me this an inner landscape that I love, by meditation and journaling and by just kind of dropping into the inner part of who I am and connecting with God and sacred reading, prayer, breath, meditation, and journal it's changed the way that I do my life now. Every once in a while, of course, just like anybody else, I'll get out there and I'll knee jerk it and I'll say something I regret or do something that I regret, stick my, foot in my mouth, but it's less and less than it used to be. And that's all because my response has mostly changed. And we get to do that by just making the choice daily to be mindful. I need to be mindful of my responses. So as things come and as stuff comes up, and the patterns, in your own home, the patterns of your relationship with somebody else, with your kids, with your spouse, whatever, what those patterns are. Is there an opportunity to pull the plug on that and change your response? Because if you change your response, they have to change theirs. They can't come back at the same thing. So being mindful is a choice. Staying mindful is a little bit more of a lifestyle change and shift, but doing so creates momentum so that for the next time something comes your way that you're not liking and that you want to just tell them all to go fly off a cliff, you're gonna take care of it just a little bit better. And it's because of the mindset shift. And it's because of the practice of journaling, getting your emotions out, and being that woman who's made a decision that her response to whatever negativity, whatever thing is coming her way is going to be different. Especially if you have noticed, yeah, Juanita, I was just thinking about you when I was saying this, especially when things come your way. So canned response, I think I've talked about this before, but I think it's worth repeating. When there's a time where something comes up and it totally throws you off kilter and you're just ready to wring some necks, kick some butt and take some names, when it's that kind of thing and you're just like, ready to go at it, have a canned response ready. Just pull it out of your back pocket. And the canned response is always this. You know what? I might say something I regret. I don't want to do that right now. I just need a minute. I will get back with you and we can continue this conversation when I can speak in a way that isn't going to dishonor you or me. You know, nobody can argue with that. And all what we're doing is allowing for the brainstem. We're doing this from our monkey brain. Remember, knee jerk reaction is always from the monkey brain, like, you know. But we want to go to the sophisticated response, which is all prefrontal cortex, and it moves itself through the brain right up in here. This is where the beauty stuff is. This is where your intellect is, your ability to abstract think, and your ability to break things down and to see the entire picture. You can't do that from a monkey brain. You can't do that in a knee-jerk reaction, you know? That's just where hot tempers live. And we don't want that anymore. If that has not served you, anybody find that hot tempers serve you? Anyone? Anyone find that just a knee-jerk reaction ever worked out really well for you? Anyone? I will tell you, never for me. Ever, ever, ever. And so coming to this place of having a canned response has saved me from doing the wrong thing, has saved me and saved me from being into the place of having an argument with Mark or anyone else. You know, there were times I will tell you recently that I didn't do it and I really regret it. Came back and said, you know what? I blew it. My bad. I 100% apologize. And that's the only thing that you can do. But now, lessons learned as we go, right? Can't we learn this lesson? Can't we learn we have the right and the ability to step back a minute and to allow for the processing? When we do this, it just completely clears everything up. It also gives us that opportunity to really launch, that desire that we want, what we're trying to accomplish in the relationship. This is important because if we're trying to build a relationship, then we don't want to knee jerk it because that's just going to take it down another notch. Yeah, we can go back and we can apologize and we can fix whatever it is that we semi-broke to a degree. But the place of where real forgiveness is, when we have taken this to heart and not done it anymore. That it had self-forgiveness and also from others. And we stop doing this kind of thing. It becomes less and less and less. It's so much better. And it makes you feel so much better. It makes you feel like you are the queen of your own life and you do have things under control. Lesson number 1 is something you can take to the bank. Don't forget about canned responses. Game changer. Number 2, there's intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. You know about that. There's the carrot. And then there's also just that thing inside that says, I really want this. So there's what they found in the studies, and this is no surprise to you, right, is that internal motivation is way more effective than somebody holding a little carrot in front of you. Did you know that? Of course you did. And the world's greatest athletes know this because they want something. And inside it's that thing that they want. They want to be, they want to be the next Michael Phelps. They want to be the guy touching or the woman touching the edge of the pool first. They want to be, the next Diana Nyad and swim that remarkable distance. They want to be just like this Ross Edgley who swam around around Britain. Whatever reason that they have, whatever their reason, but that's the thing, is that their motivation is from inside. So think about this. If this is your motivation, this is what you want, that you want to have a better relationship, that you want to have a more fit body. If you want to have all of this, then look and dig and find, do the why matrix inside the thing that's going to move you to that place of just the internal thing, the internal fire. That's the thing that's being stoked. That's the thing that's being, that's turning into greater and helping you to achieve that. Number 3 is we can train for anything, including the ability to endure pain. I don't know about you, but I want to do that. But I look at this as if you can train for pain, it shows us that we have a tremendous capacity to endure. We do. And that we can triumph and understand that the pain will pass. Anyone have a baby? I mean, come on. That's no picnic. But we know that the pain is going to pass, and we know that when it does pass, we're going to be rewarded with a brand new spanking human. We've all been in that place where we think that pain is just going to overtake us. It's not. It only lasts for a season. And when we can endure, then we've got resilience. Lesson 4 is to walk your own path and write your own plan. So I got a little story for you. In 1875, Captain Matthew Webb was the first person to swim the English Channel. He swam the English Channel in 1875. Previous to that, everyone said it just couldn't be done. Remember Roger Bannister and the 4-minute mile? Same idea. Oh, it just can't be done until somebody goes out there and proves, yes, it can. So here's the thing that we need to get the lesson from Mr. Webb. He was, obviously resilient because he believed that to manage your body's ability to tolerate stress, that your brain could direct it. Your brain can direct the stress into what it is that you want. In other words, instead of being all balled up in stress, take that stress and use it for another stroke across the English Channel. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can do it. And also realizing and recognizing we are way stronger than we think we are, aren't we? Have you noticed that? I've noticed that in myself. We can tolerate a lot more than we can. We quit on ourselves so easily. And that's unbelievably unnecessary because what do we have, ladies? We have grit, not quit. That's right. That's what Captain Matthew Webb said. He had grit. And he showed everybody. And yes, we can push ourselves. We can assess the situation. We can push ourselves just a little bit more, and we can get things done. We can do hard things. Lesson 5 is respecting your individuality. I think this is so important. In other words, don't waste your energy and your time and your focus on comparing yourself to others. You know what happens when we do this? Not only do we lose the joy, but we also lose our capability to learn from someone or to be a friend of theirs, or to be in their part of their orbit. If you're just sitting there and thinking, she's got everything and I don't have this and she has that, but it's not fair. Her husband's better than mine, or I don't know, whatever it is. But when we get into this comparison stuff, we lose every single time because our uniqueness is our own special strength. Our uniqueness is the thing that's going to take it to the bank. Your focus is the thing that's going to take you all the way. All the way. You are the expert. You do not have to limit yourself. All you have to do is to believe in your own uniqueness and allow that strength to come out and show itself. And I promise you, if you give it an open invitation, it will. Lesson 6, fast can be fragile and slow can be strong. Athletes know this. They know this. They know this through their training. And we need to be able to do this in life sometimes too, because sometimes we need to be able to react fast. And sometimes we just need to sit it all down, including our amygdalas, and quiet down and slow down for a minute so that we can process correctly. Everything, though, we have to think everything through, all the way through. And that's how we can respond from a place of strength and respond from a place of resilience. Resilience is not born in us. It is made in us. We get it from teaching. We get it from choosing and making decisions about how we're going to take this and how we're going to use this particular lesson. Lesson number 7 is that fatigue slows down thinking, not just our bodies. You know how you feel when you're tired and then you get a little cranky and you say, I'm so tired. Don't listen to me. I'm just tired right now. Well, that's not the time to make an important decision. That's not the time to discuss anything. That's the time to get a good night's sleep. And I will tell you that it saves us from making poor decisions, and it also saves us from, looking like we just don't have our acts together. The last thing in the world we want to do, nobody wants to look stupid, but you will be judged as such, unfortunately, in the world around us, when we don't take the time that we need in order to process something thoroughly. We can't process thoroughly when we're exhausted and tired. So listen to your body. Your body has such wisdom, and your bodies will give you an opportunity to catch up if you just give it the sleep and the rest that it needs. We can Scarlett O'Hara it. Remember? I'll think about it in the morning. I'll think about it in the morning. Why not? That's a really good tactic. Sleep on it. Think about it. And then there's one last lesson in this whole thing. And that is that your emotions and your well-being can have a profound impact on your resilience. It's true. There was a great explorer. His name is Ernest Shackleton. He crossed the Antarctica via the South Pole in the HMS Endurance. Can you imagine? And he managed the morale of his men. They were hungry quite a bit. They were freezing, as you can imagine. And they were starting, he credits their survival with what he calls the science of a smile. Can you imagine? So we're going to understand this, and wise women understand that a smile is so incredibly important, and it lifts everyone's spirits. And we're going to get deeper into this because I don't think we understand necessarily the great benefits that just a simple smile can provide. And it's sometimes it's even comic relief. But I think this is the thing that is fascinating. There is science behind that smile, and it's connected to resilience. We'll dig tomorrow. How's that sound? Well, there you go. Peace be with you. That was one more in the can, and we'll be doing it again as wise women tomorrow. What do you think? Good idea? Don't forget tonight, for those of you who are part of Inner Circle, we're meeting again tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Be ready. We're on chapter 3, and it's going to be great. If you haven't done a hot seat, what are you waiting for? Get a hot seat and get going. Let's do this. I appreciate you all. Peace be with you. Pinkies up. I'll see you tonight. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Check back for new episodes. If you missed the live show, you can always watch the replay. You can find Saving Dinner on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, pinkies up.